Hello, this is Crypto Neptune, and in today's video, we want to do a quick check-in on Zebec Network to see how it's performing and also talk about why you don't want to miss out on this opportunity. Remember, nothing I say is financial advice, only use risk capital, and thank you to those who continue to support the channel. So Zebec Network is sitting at 0.0039 and some change, and we're down 20.76% over the last 24 hours. Now, if you look over the last week, Zebec Network is up 103% and some change. So if you bought around 0.0013, that's roughly a 3x. And at one point, this is as high as a 5x. But we had the market correction, which is to be expected. And if we go over here and look at CoinGecko, another reason why you don't want to miss out on this is the the level of interest with the Zebec network. As you can see, the volume is still impressive for this project. 99 million over the last 24 hours leads me to believe that the momentum is here. The momentum is strong, and you want to buy on red days when there's a discount. So you definitely want to. Everybody likes a discount. This is an opportunity because there are a lot of people saying, "Man, I want to get into Zebec, but I don't see an opportunity to get in." The prices are well above 0055 at the height. So it's had a little bit of a pullback. So again, a great opportunity to DCA on red days. And if we go here and look at CoinGecko, and another reason, like I mentioned, is the continued momentum with Zebec and is the holders. So 62,000.35K. So well over 62,000 holders now and growing. And this was like a little over 60K yesterday, and it's continuing to grow leaps and bounds. That lets me know the level of interest is there. That lets me know more people are talking about it on social media, whether it's on X, whether it's on YouTube or other social media platforms. Zebec has picked up a lot of steam. Now, one thing I want to do is look at the buys and sells over $5,000. So as you can see, there's been a pullback on the price, but then there's a level of encouragement. When you see a buy for $26,000, and that's equivalent to 6.6 million Zebec, that lets me know that there's a level of interest, whether this is a new buyer or whether this is an existing buyer. Somebody sees value and they went in and they dropped the hammer. So you want to be looking for buys like that to see, okay, is there the level of interest there? Now, obviously, when you're up a 3x, you want to take profits, but this is what's kind of happening here. There's a sell for 26K here roughly. But again, somebody bought some for 10K. So 10K, so 2.58 million of Zebec, 21K. So $21,000 worth of Zebec, so that's 5.13 million Zebec. And then earlier today, if I can find it and scroll down, there's one for 14K, and let's see if I can. It was way earlier today. See if I can find it. There's another one here. Look at this, 30,000 and 49K worth of Zebec that somebody bought. And look at this one here, big buy, $68,000 buy, so 12.93 million Zebec. This lets me know that this person has conviction in Zebec and they see the future of this project. Remember, this project and why you don't want to miss it is the future of payroll. What do every company in America needs and around the world? What do companies need around the world? Everybody has payroll. They need to be paid. But the thing is, we're taking payroll from Web 2 to Web 3. And the beauty of being on the blockchain is you can pay within seconds as opposed to waiting a week for a paycheck, 2 weeks for a paycheck, or a month for a paycheck. Again, and then with Zebec, their debit cards, their silver and black debit cards have gained a lot of interest. Their POS devices, in which they will have their point of sale devices, which they'll have in store around the world, looking to gain traction there. So it's a simple, easy to understand blueprint, but it makes sense. And they also entered in a partnership with Uphold. So they entered in a partnership with Uphold, and the question was asked, why did you want to list Zebec, or what are some characteristics you look at when you're listing a project? So we're going to listen to the CEO of Uphold and why they listed Zebec.
To understand a little bit more about how you evaluate utility and long-term relevance when you're listing tokens early, but what is it about Zebec specifically that really stood out to you guys?
I do believe in a multi-chain future. What we need ultimately is resilience. We need to get rid of the hackers, of the crimes, and for that we need diversification and we need resilience. We need networks that do not depend on the whims of one person, one company. That is at the core of what we do with decentralized networks, right? So why did I look for Zebec? A deeper look into Zebec showed me that it seemed to me that payroll needs a special marketing push, because payroll is something that affects millions, billions of people. What we use for payroll is a corporate decision that every company is affected. And if you can gain inroads and get people excited about using a blockchain-based payroll system, doing payrolls and facilitating payments in a way that we haven't before, it's an interesting use case. And that's why I kept following Zebec.
Yeah, so that was a great explanation there by the CEO of Uphold and why he listed Zebec. He said there's a need for payroll, there's a need for a marketing push for payroll. And if you can market payroll and do payroll in a new way that hasn't been done before, like being paid by the second, being paid by the day, being paid quicker as opposed to waiting to for your weekly or bi-weekly paycheck or monthly paycheck, this is an absolute game changer and it affects billions of people around the world. So Zebec has a specific niche in which you don't want to miss out. This is kind of like, again, getting into a project early when it's pennies, pennies on the dollar is below a penny. Why not be interested in something that has that trajectory there, or something that is able to has the potential to run up? Excuse me, like this particular project. And a lot of people, again, the comparisons, they're saying, well, it has the momentum and is giving kind of some XRP type of vibes, far as not the actual use case, but the actual like growing of the community. Because with Zebec is coming on quick, the community continues to grow, the holders are growing at a fast rate, and if Uphold is listing, there will be other tier one exchanges that'll start listing Zebec. So it's a good opportunity to get in while it's below a penny. Once we get into that massive, massive bull run where we kind of see some of those alts pop up, this has the potential, uh, and all the stars seem to be aligning with what is happening with the Zebec network. So I hope this video provided you with some value as, again, we're looking at Zebec, pull back on the price. Great opportunity to DCA in if you're looking to DCA on a discount. I want to thank you for listening to this video, and thanks for stopping by.